So in this video, I'm going to be discussing the differences between working for Qatar Airways as a cabin crew and working for Etihad Airways. So let's begin. So first of all, I'm going to be discussing the rules and regulations of both airlines. Now, I know in my other previous videos I did discuss a little bit about the rules and regulations, but I didn't cover even 80%. So yeah, so that's going to be my first point of this video. So first of all, in Qatar Airways, you cannot use your phone in uniform. This includes the bus, it includes a briefing centre. It also means that you cannot take photos in uniform and post them. With Etihad, you're allowed to do these things, but you must not use your phone in front of passengers, basically. So the second one is minimum rest. So as most people know, Qatar Airways have the minimum rest rule where you have to be in your accommodation 12 hours before every duty. Etihad do not have this. Number 3, curfew. There's a 4 a.m. curfew in Qatar Airways. With Etihad, there is no curfew at all. Number 4, no visitors past 11 p.m. in Qatar Airways. Here, the curfew is 3 a.m. for visitors. No smoking at all is allowed in uniform or casually, like outside of uniform, in Qatar Airways. In Etihad, it is allowed, and they even have designated smoking areas. Number 6, there's no alcohol allowed inside the apartments, even with an alcohol license in Qatar Airways, but with Etihad, you are allowed, provided that you have an alcohol license. Also, during the training period with Qatar, the guys and girls have separate training batches, and the guys and girls are not allowed to talk to each other during that training, which is really crazy. With Etihad, it's mixed and it's so much more relaxed overall. You're still learning the same things, like you're still learning about safety, security, first aid, service, but in Etihad it is a lot more relaxed, which is great because it's stressful enough as it is, taking in all this information. But yeah, and it's just a lot of fun as well. The trainers are really, really nice in Etihad. I'm not saying they're not in Qatar, but let's just say they're more relaxed and chilled out in Etihad. So I really enjoyed the training so much more in Etihad than in Qatar. Another difference about the training is that Qatar Airways is 8 weeks, Etihad is 6 weeks. And with Qatar, you need to travel to either Bahrain or Dubai, I believe, it's still like that, for the ditching, which is fun because they provide your free airfare there and everything, and it's a bit of a trip away while you're doing the training, and you get to kind of experience the onboard services and everything. It's nice. But with Etihad, like, everything is right there in the training center, in the training academy. So yeah, it's just oh, and you're allowed coffee inside the classrooms in Etihad. In Qatar, strictly not allowed anything except for water. So a coffee addict like myself really appreciated this in Etihad. One of the biggest differences is the fact that Etihad are so much more relaxed, and as a result the crew are more relaxed. So it makes a better working environment. It's not as stressful, it's more fun. I've had really fun flights up until this point, and I really hope they continue to be this way for the most part, because when the job is fun, you actually work better and you actually enjoy what you're doing. Thank you, Captain Obvious. But I really appreciate the fact that, you know, I'm here now and I am on a daily basis so much more chilled out than where I was in Qatar. In Etihad, the crew are mostly European, whereas in Qatar, the crew are mostly Indian, Asian. So I found, like, in Qatar, I was always the only Australian on all my flights, but actually sometimes I was the only like European descent on actually with most of my flights. So yeah, there's definitely more of a mix in Etihad. Also, because there is so much more freedom in Etihad, um, I feel like you aren't so scared that you're going to be reported for something or that you're going to be called into the office for something, because it just doesn't happen here. Whereas in Qatar, it happened, like the smallest little things you could get called into the office for. And I feel like in Qatar, like when you went out, even clubbing, you were kind of like being watched. Like people knew you were from Qatar, so you had to be on your best behavior. For me, it's not a problem. I can be on my best behavior whether I'm working for Etihad or Qatar, but there's that pressure that you feel in Qatar to be kind of perfect and up to standard all the time. There's just a lot of fear in Qatar about certain things like being terminated, all this kind of thing. There's another difference, and that is in the briefing centres. In Etihad, you have kiosk questions, so you have questions on a screen, and they're multiple choice, so you'll be asked two, and you'll get two chances. With Qatar, the cabin manager will ask you the questions and expect you to know the answers. So that's the difference. Now, it may change over time. We don't know yet, but that's how it is for now. And yeah, it's a lot less pressure again. So I like this about Etihad actually. This is basically it for the video. If you guys have any questions, leave them below. I'm going to answer them ASAP. I will do another video if you guys request it. Actually, I had one person request this one, so that's why I did it. And I've got time. My friend is coming to visit me tonight from Dubai, which is only 1 hour away. So I'm just waiting for her, and while I wait for her, I'm doing this video. So I hope you guys have a good night or day or morning wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you soon. Bye.